I'm Drew, welcome to BBQ Illustrated. Today we're going to be showing you the 1904 Pits Trolley. So let me show you how big this thing is. Like, I don't know if you can really understand, but look, it's so big that a daggone 3-year-old will fit inside. Say hi to the people. This is Nova. I know y'all seen her in the other videos. Okay, take a nap. I'll keep telling the people, lay down. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through the seasoning process on this according to 1904 Pits, just their guidance, right? So we're gonna spray the inside of this with Pam. We're going to light a couple chimneys, put the chimneys in the pit, throw a couple splits on top, and then we'll go through the process and kind of show you what they recommend, and then we'll go through and show you maintenance. Because this is a direct heat cooker, paint normally doesn't work on these things at all. This one is sprayed with clear, and then they recommend coating them with just like some grapeseed oil to keep them looking nice and pretty and to prevent them from rusting. All right, so let's talk about some of this. So the wheels on here, they're rated at twice the weight of this thing. The fire brick line bottom, as you can see, that's going to help this thing last a lifetime. And that's where it differs than, say, a drum smoker, right? So in the drum, all the juices kind of drop down into that metal, and they all sit on the bottom, right? So when they sit on the bottom, that causes those things to rust out. With this, as long as you're cooking over the coals, then all the juices are going to kind of burn up, and you'll never ever rust out the bottom of this thing. Let's say you're cooking over here on this side, right here, and then you got your fire over there on that side, and you want to do a little indirect style cook. You just put like a foil pan over there on that side. But man, it's super cool. There's 2 levels right here, as you can see. There's one on this level, and then there's one that's about 4 inches below it. And what that allows you to do is you can move that fire grate down there on the bottom. See that one? You can move it up to that 2nd level, and then you could actually grill on here too. So this is the standard grate that comes in here. It's made where you can pick it up, lower it down to that 2nd level, and you can get like half a hog on there, a whole hog if you take it apart. It's got vents on the front here, and then if you look right here in the top, there's a vent right there on the back as well. Woo! Smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. And last but not least, ooh, what's that for? We got probe ports. But let me show you what that's for, because I still ain't showed you. I might show you tomorrow. Other probe port. So this one's got a rail system. That goes in here like this, and then it's got 2 more grates, so they fit in here front to back. Boop! Just like that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and season these grates real good. So just old Pammy boy. Whoop! Let me show you my most favorite thing in the whole world. Because of the way this lid angles, you got somewhere to put your grates when you need to do some work in here, right? Like, I'm telling you, you don't know how big of a deal that is until you need somewhere to put your grates. So you want to come in here, clean it out, do whatever you got to do. That's the best thing you can ever have. So we're gonna spray that bottom grate. We'll get in here, spray this bottom. I'm not gonna spray these bricks any more than I already have, but alrighty. So now I'm gonna put these grates back in here. And we're gonna season those too. I live in Minnesota, so you got to coat everything. All right, we'll do this today, and then tomorrow I'll probably film a maintenance video after this is worn off and you can see a little bit of the wear. And I'll be able to show you what it does after the heat hits this back wall, because you know it's just a big piece of metal. So we'll get in there. Woo! So one right into the middle. Woo, that's pretty. Right on top. Boom. Little bump bump. And we'll get my grates put back there in place. So as you can see, that caught on pretty quick. We're gonna open that back vent that I showed you earlier all the way. Shut both these doors. Left one's got to shut first too, by the way. Open both of the front vents. And then we're just gonna let that sucker roll. We want this to run at about 250 to 300 for 2 to 3 hours, right? For the seasoning, get everything all seasoned in. You can shut this one down. If you were like really worried about the airflow, and like let's say you were trying to kind of make it draft and just had fire on one side and then trying to pull it out the other side, you could shut this down, but it's not gonna matter for this. Like it's what a direct heat cooker does. But when we notice we might get a little hot here or a little cold, we can adjust these vents as we see fit. It will matter what your weather is doing outside. If it's really cold and windy, you're gonna need it opened up. You could possibly have to position your vents away from the wind. If the wind was just like blowing straight in here, this is probably gonna shoot up a little bit higher than you're used to. And then control that back vent to control the airflow. But it's creeping up. It's creeping up about 275 right now, so we'll keep an eye on it and adjust it as we need to. Another thing you could do is you can go and preheat your splits. Put like one on each side over there. Get them preheated. So then that way when you go through and you're putting your next one on, they light up real quick, right? So this has been going for about 2.5, 3 hours now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it just sit there and roll as long as it will until those coals go out. And then I'll check back tomorrow and I'll show you what it looks like in there when it's all seasoned up and ready to go, all right? Remember those splits we put on the side? Whoop, whoop. Now, they're nice and warm, so now we can go and add it. And I'm gonna spread these coals out a little bit now. Just a little bit. And I'll show you why. Yeah, see how fast that popped? Spread that out a little bit over there. Get some of that action. All right, so let me show you. What I was noticing was I was getting a little bit of a hot spot right here. See that right there in the middle? You see that sucker? I sprayed it again, but it's getting a little bit of a hot spot right there under the fire. So I went ahead and sprayed it again, and that's why I think it's important to kind of pan that fire out a little bit. Makes sense? And then this is a good time to go through and check, right? Like go through and check. See how we can see a pretty even, nice reflection right there? So it's a good time to check and make sure that you sprayed everything real good. And I'll also take this time to point out that because I want to do some low and let's call it indirect or low smoking style cooking on here, that they added a felt gasket all the way around on mine too. So I told you that we would get you a video of what this thing looked like after we season it and it cools down. So let's do that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Come on. Look at that. Look at that sunset. Hold on. Let me get you that sunset, baby. That's how pretty it looks. Come on. We got the sunset. You want to see it? You want to see it? Look. You got the clouds. Come on. Don't get much better than that. But yeah, so that's what it looks like after we season it. So we showed you what it looked like inside after it was nice and seasoned. And regular maintenance on this is just taking you some grapeseed oil, putting it on a little rag here, or just squirt it all over, right? And then you're gonna go and rub it in, get you a nice even coat, and then upon starting the fire, the oil will seep into any of the open pores and it'll keep it looking nice and pretty. As you can see, this one looks pretty much brand new because it is. But hopefully we can continue to keep it looking that way with just following this regular maintenance. Not too much to it, but I'll go through and I'll wipe it all down, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And we're gonna have many videos to come on this guy. Woo! I told you I was gonna show you what that little mount was for, right? All right, so look, it's for a 4-foot rotisserie for this thing. And I've got it set up right now to do 2 birds because we're gonna do 2 birds today. And then with that split rack, you can still do whatever you want on that other side. So on the other side, we're gonna do a couple of little pork bellies that I have, a ribeye cap roast from my buddies over at Haltman Family Meats, and some sausages on there. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I'll throw a little clip of us cooking in there. It's not gonna be a full video shoot, but I'm gonna throw a little clip together, and I'll get a little bit going so we can throw it in this video and you can see it in action. It's probably gonna come up right now.